What's going on, everybody? This your boy Town B. So I thought I'd talk a little NBA talk as the finals are set to begin this coming Thursday, where you will have the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Indiana Pacers. Both teams will be seeking their first ever NBA championship, looking to hang their first banner as a franchise. So, with that being said, I broke down the series. I really didn't pick a winner. I just think we just need to see some good basketball. And I think we're going to see some good basketball. We're going to see a good mixture of defense and offense. Now, the purpose of this video is basically, Kevin Durant. You're hearing that Kevin Durant, who will turn 37 on September 29th. KD has the same exact birthday as me. We were both born on September 29th. So that's my birthday. So, with that being said, now there were rumors that was, floating around that the T-Wolves were interested in trading for Kevin Durant. But to no avail, they wasn't able to get the job done. Now it appears that they may try to revisit this thing and bring Kevin Durant to Minneapolis to play alongside Anthony Edwards. They feel like he may need just a certain dude. He may need what happened with Shaquille O'Neal going to Miami to help Dwayne Wade figure it out. And that's exactly what happened with Dwayne Wade. Shaq decided to be a second wheel and sort of like be a Mr. Miyagi to Dwayne Wade, in which they won that championship where basically a lot of people thought that Dallas was going to win that championship, but they ended up beating Dallas, I think, in 5 games. I think they lost 1 game and then they won like 4 straight. And, so, with that being said, what does that say for Kevin Durant's legacy? Well, it says absolutely nothing, because this whole thing that been haunting Kevin Durant ever since he went to the Golden State Warriors, it was always a false narrative. I said that because what happened was, in reality, Kevin Durant did not follow the NBA script. He was not supposed to go play in Golden State. Rumors had him going to either the Spurs or somebody else. It looked like he was headed to the Spurs, but out of nowhere, he signed with the Golden State Warriors. So then afterwards, the media collaborated along with the NBA to basically harass Kevin Durant his whole tenure and Golden State, to shame him for playing with Golden State and seeking championships for his legacy. You heard every excuse in the book, and a lot of these content creators, joined the pile on as well. You heard every excuse, but then again, LeBron James, the same dude that left Cleveland and signed up with, 2 players that were basically might have not even reached their peak yet, but they were, playing at a high, they were playing at a high level, which both Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh went on to become Hall of Famers. But nobody had a problem with that. But all of a sudden, Kevin Durant goes to Golden State. It's the worst thing they ever seen. But LeBron James got a complete pass. So it's always been narrative pushing. And the whole time they harassed Kevin Durant until he left Golden State, and then he goes to Brooklyn and, basically he pretty much goes to play for quote unquote another so-called super team, and where you have MVP and James Harden, who many people believe is in all likelihood going to go into the Hall of Fame, even though he's never won anything. And then you have Kyrie Irving, who many people, I think Kyrie Irving is going to be in the Hall of Fame. But, and then not to mention they had, aging LaMarcus Aldridge, a guy in Blake Griffin who broke down. So there was no problem with him going to Brooklyn, but it was the worst thing in the world with him going to play in Golden State. So if he does go to the T-Wolves, I had no problem with that. Let him go to the T-Wolves. And if the T-Wolves find a way to get it done and get to the NBA Finals and win a championship, fine with me. And I guarantee you nobody will have a problem with it. But for some reason, this was the worst thing that they ever saw when he went to Golden State. It was complete cap, and everybody co-conspired against Kevin Durant. They harassed him until he basically left Golden State. They pretty much harassed him off that team. So what's the difference? And then basically he goes to Phoenix to play alongside Booker and Bill. Bradley Beal was, competing with Stephen Curry for the scoring championship, even though Stephen Curry ended up beating him out. Then you got Devin Booker. So, Kevin Durant has played, quote unquote, with other super teams, but for some reason, when he played with Golden State, it was the worst thing you ever saw. So this is why this was a fake narrative from the gate. But let him go to the T-Wolves. Let him go. Because this may be what Anthony Edwards needs. A mentor. I don't think he would disrupt Anthony Edwards' growth. I think it would help him a little bit because Kevin Durant has played in the finals before, and he succeeded in the finals twice out of 3 attempts. So I think he could show Anthony Edwards the way. He would show Anthony Edwards how to become the guy, because he was once the guy. But then again, you can make an argument, like I said, when he played for Golden State, you can make an argument that second finals MVP he won should have went to Stephen Curry, but that's neither here or there. I think Anthony Edwards needs somebody like KD to mentor him. And Anthony Edwards is already vowed to get better. He just needs to take care of the distractions he got outside of basketball and figure out how to take care of that. And once he does that, I think he'll be okay. But I do think Kevin Durant may be what he needs. Well, yeah, I think he should have stayed at Golden State, but based off the fact that the media created this narrative where he basically was harassed, and you had all these people joining the pile on, oh, you don't go to the team that beat you and all that. You can do whatever you want to do. It's called free agency. It's called free agency for a reason. I don't know why people were so outraged that he did that. They act like this has never happened before. LeBron James could go sign up to play with Dwayne Wade, a finals MVP, and then Chris Bosh could go over there, a guy that was averaging 24 points a game, who people thought was going to be the guy, and, in Toronto, and he ended up leaving. But nobody says nothing. But then LeBron James, he gets away with everything. So now you're hearing that LeBron James think that you should have some lengthy time in between, the conference finals and the NBA finals, that you should have like listen, enough is enough. Okay. They've done everything possible to stretch out the NBA season. So now instead of playing the first week of June, you would end up playing basically the middle of June, possibly, or the end. I don't know about that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. You don't have to stretch. You don't have to stretch the games within a 2 to 3 week period. Okay. And LeBron James is 40 years old. I mean, come on, man. Like, how much longer do you expect him to be there? But anyway, you guys, we'll continue this talk later on. It's your boy Town. I'm out.